Welcome fight fans, it's Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live. Today we're in London for the Anthony Joshua vs Francis Ngannou press conference, and we're joined right now by Frank Smith. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. Good to see you. How are you?
I'm okay. So what did you make of the press conference today? We had words from Turki Al Sheikh. He had a few minutes to give us some of his thoughts and ideas. What did you make of that?
Yeah, look, he's got some great ideas. We've seen what he's delivered already. October, going back to October 28th, obviously we saw Fury and Ngannou. December 23rd, Day of Reckoning. AJ, Deontay Wilder against Joseph Parker. February 17th, the undisputed fight, a fight that's been spoken about for so long. We finally get to see it. March 8th, we've got this. It's talking about Pavel Beterbiev as well. It's talking about matchroom against Queensbury. There's many more big nights to come, and it's exciting for the sport, and it's great to see because it's only going to grow the sport moving forward.
So we know that before the Day of Reckoning, or kind of on the day of the Day of Reckoning, we was informed that Anthony Joshua had signed with Deontay Wilder. So when Deontay Wilder lost, what exactly happened there, and how did the Francis Ngannou fight then get signed? Was Francis due to fight anybody before that, or was he just on the back burner on the shelf in case?
I think it was just a fight that made sense. It wasn't planned before that. Obviously, the Wilder fight was very much the focus, as you know. But the Ngannou fight made a lot of sense. Obviously AJ wants to become world champion again, but those belts are tied up right now, and this is the biggest fight out there to be made. And we all saw what he did against Tyson Fury, and that's why he's in the position to get this fight now. It's great to see. It's going to be a big night.
I know His Excellency did mention that he was kind of favouring and wanted to see Anthony Joshua win, and he kind of hinted that he wanted Tyson Fury to win in the undisputed to make AJ Fury. But says the unfortunate things happen and it goes the other way, where it could be Usyk and Francis Ngannou. Is there anything in place, do you know, to make Usyk and Ngannou, because that's a new fight as well?
I don't think it's about how many times have we planned or spoken about other fights. Ngannou could have upset the whole plan when he fought Fury before. Obviously Joseph Parker, who I love to bits, and I'm so happy if anyone was going to do it, it was Joseph Parker, because he's a great guy, but he spoiled the Joshua Wilder plan. So I think it's very much about focusing on these fights, and then beyond that we'll see what happens. We want to make the biggest fights possible. People still want to see AJ Fury regardless of wins, losses, draws. It's a massive fight, but let's focus on what's ahead and those two great nights we've got.
I noticed that you and Eddie do a lot of the runs before shows on Fight Week and stuff like that, and I've noticed also it kind of coincides with what Turki Al Sheikh's doing, where he's putting on shows with not much notice. The fighters are not getting 16-week camps, 12-week camps. Do you think both of you is kind of encouraging a culture where fighters need to be staying ready, that way they don't get found out coming up short?
Yeah, look, I think fighters who stay ready, stay in camp, stay training, can get the biggest possible opportunities. I mean, look at these two fights. The Day of Reckoning was made on 6 weeks out, and people who stay in the gym, stay active. There's massive opportunities out there, and I'd always suggest fighters stay in the gym, stay active, don't yo-yo. It can be hard training without a date, but at the same time, you've got very limited time in this sport, and you've got to focus while you're in it. And like I say, you could get a big opportunity if you're ready.
I do take notice of a lot of fighters' stories, people who stay in the gym even though they haven't got a date. And one fighter that springs to mind is Craig Richards. He hasn't got a date as of we know. Do you know anything about when he could possibly be out? Has he been out for a while now?
Yeah, I've been speaking to Jamie Wigan about it. Look, he obviously had a couple of fights, had to withdraw through injury. We were working on trying to make the Lyndon Arthur fight. Lyndon then got the shot against Dimitri Bivol, very late in the day there, so that didn't come off. But we're focused on trying to get another fight done now, and hopefully some news soon. But I've been having a lot of conversations with Jamie Wigan.
Also, another fighter, Felix Cash. I've heard rumours that he's due to fight Tyler Denny for the European title. Anything heard about that?
No, it's not correct. It was a mistake actually in the British Boxing Border Control Circular. That's not happening. I think Tyler Denny's having a voluntary. They requested a voluntary defence a while ago. I'm not sure who against, but they requested that, and I think they're deciding who that is.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up. Also, next month we've got is it a Next Gen show at the Indigo? we've got Shannon Ryan fighting for the British and Commonwealth title. So that's a new title that's come about. How excited are you about that? And are you looking to make more women's British and Commonwealth title fights in the future?
Yeah, they need to be. You know, it's great. Obviously, Shannon Ryan against Emma Dolan, British title fight. You know, and that's the second. I think it's only the second time. I think Lauren Price was the first to do it, the second time. And I think as the divisions grow, as the talent pool grows, you're going to see more and more of them. And if the fights are there to be made, we'll make them. You know, so British title, and then after that, should be very much looking at stepping forward, European title, and then maybe a world title from there.
We've got Conor Benn also out in America against Dodson. There's been some detractions saying, no, who's Dodson? What's he been doing lately? Why him? Was there any particular reason why it was Dodson? Did you have any other fighters who you did call and maybe they turned the fights down?
Yeah, look, within the time frame, I think he's a good opponent. You know, Conor hasn't been active. Obviously, this will be his second fight in a period of 16 months. He fought in September before that. But I think he's a good opponent for him. Peter Dobson's 16 now. He's the kind of opponent who's going to bring it in the press conferences. You know, he's going to build up a bit of spite between the two of them, and that's what we need to see with Conor Benn. So yeah, I'm excited to see that one. And look, I think people, you know, there was a lot of talk about what opponent it could be, and I think some of the names that were mentioned probably weren't realistic within the time frame. But we're very much focused on delivering a big fight after this for Conor Benn. In
June, the Turkey Al Sheikh said that he was looking to make Dimitri Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev. We saw Beterbiev in destructive fashion on the weekend. Lyndon Arthur in December in a kind of routine sort of like defence. Do you take much of Dimitri Bivol's performance? Because some people are saying that because Beterbiev's performance looked more devastating and more exciting, that kind of favours him now, whereas before people had Bivol as the favourite.
I think it's different styles as well. You know, I believe Dimitri Bivol will go in there and get a massive win against Artur Beterbiev, but he's a brilliant fighter, Beterbiev. You know, it's going to be a tough fight. But I think we saw what Dimitri can do at the highest level of the sport. You know, especially with that performance he had against Canelo Alvarez. You know, the great win against Ramirez after that as well. You know, and I think once it comes around, this is the fight he's wanted for a long time. It's the fight he's been pushing for a long time, and the fight he's going to get up for. And that is a big thing for fighters. You know, being able to get up and focus for a fight. When you've wanted this kind of undisputed fight, you know, he wanted the undisputed fight, wanted the Canelo fight, a rematch, and now he's going to get the opportunity to do it, and I think you're going to see the best of him.
Jaya Pattaya is due to fight on the undercard of Usyk Fury. Do you know any opponent who you got opponent yet for him?
It's not all confirmed and announced yet or locked in, but hopefully some news soon.
Also, last question: give the fight fans the rundown. I know you're quite good at this, like Eddie. Give us the rundown of the DAZN schedule, just so everyone knows.
Obviously, for us, Jan 27th we start Felix against Crocker in Belfast at the Ulster Hall. We've got Chev Clark against Tommy McCarthy on the card as well. Then into the night we go over across to Phoenix. John Ryder takes on Jaime Munguia, show we're working on with Golden Boy. February 3rd, Conor Benn is back, as we spoke about, against Peter Dobson. Ammo Williams back out on that card as well. Johnny Fisher's out there, Jimmy Sains. Then we go Feb 10th, we've got an next-gen card at the Indigo. Liam Dillon against Reece Bellotti. Shannon Ryan, as we spoke about as well. Khalil Majid on the card as well. Cameron Vong's back out on that card. February 16th, we go to Mexico, Oaxaca, with the rematch between Curiel and Nonshinga, which, you know, finished very quickly the first time round, but looking forward to that one. February 24th, Edgar Belanga's in Orlando on that card against Paddy McCrory. March 2nd, Ray Ford takes on Corbinov on the top ranked card. You know, we lost the first bid on that one, but looking forward to seeing Ray Ford get his opportunity to fight for the world title. March 8th, we're here in Saudi for the big one, AJ against Francis Ngannou. And then beyond that, a lot of shows to come, not announced yet, so I'm not going to announce them for you, but lots to look forward to.
I heard we've got Ellie Scotney out in April.
Yeah, April one of the shows.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much, Frank Smith, for joining us. It's Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live. And remember, guys, persistence beats resistance. Much appreciated.
Cheers, mate.